Hey Team 1000X, this is Dustin coming at you again with another video where we talk about the wild world of internet money. And this is today's daily crypto rundown, and we're going to go over what you need to know in the world of crypto. Alright, so we're just going to take a quick look at today's market cap. We've got a $340 billion cap growing. What do we got? We got some down stuff today. I think today is going to be a quiet day. Just a hunch, but we shall see. You can see that Bitcoin kind of had a spike up here and kind of went down. We'll look at that in just a second. Ethereum pulling back, got a little bit of pullback here. Who's up? IOTA. For some news, people are buying IOTA. Yeah, everything else just looks good, man. BitConnect coin, welcome back, son. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much market cap today. Looking good. 11,375, looking awesome. All right, so not a whole lot going on in the news today. This was a headline on CoinDesk. I thought it was interesting. So we got this guy. His name is Fabian Vogelsteller. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Apparently, he was a dev on Ethereum. May still be. But he was he was the dude that came up with the ERC-725 token standard, which allows ICOs to exist and the coinization through the Ethereum blockchain. And kind of where his head is at right now is talking about identity and how can we standardize those types of things the same way that he standardized token creation through the ERC-20 token. So he talks about down here that he's developing a new standard, or attempting to, ERC-725, which is some type of standard for identification that will probably go through the bare bones and the meat of what it takes to have somebody be validated through a blockchain type situation. What are the things that need to come into play in order for company A to feel confident that person X is the person that they want to communicate with. So be interesting if they're capable of pulling that off. I'm not sure how you can do such a thing outside of the genetic level, but maybe it will get into that kind of stuff. But kind of interesting that this is being thought about and worked on. Another thing this morning is Jedi Knight, Mr. Jedi Knight himself, had a YouTube post this morning where he talked. The whole thing was great, but towards the end it kind of really caught my interest. I'll link to it in the description with the time sync. I don't think I'm on it right now, but towards the end he started speaking about kind of the origins of blockchain technology and Bitcoin itself, and how it's questionable that the narrative that has been produced is the actual narrative. So that's a really interesting subject to kind of think about, and how and it kind of goes along, the reason it caught my attention is because it kind of goes along with my feelings on the subject, which is we're really just beta testing this entire concept for people who are interested in seeing how it will be accepted, because we have a financial system that is unsustainable, and you really only have two options. You either hit the reset button, which typically means some type of warfare and everything goes to zero, or you just wipe out everything and go to zero, through the same marketplace. Well, that's the first thing is something that humans have done throughout history, so that's really easy to accomplish, but it's devastating and terrible with grand consequences. The second thing is something that's never really been done, especially on a world market, which is having everybody agree with the financial situation that we're in. It's like, okay, we're going to start at zero, but the people that have power today are still going to be in power. Well, most countries that are not necessarily third world anymore, they're like, well, I want a seat at the table. So it's like there's a really hard agreement to come to terms there. So I see Bitcoin, or the concept of blockchain currency, whatever that's going to be, is going to help pull us from this fiat system into something that's more sustainable over time. And it's going to be a transition stage thing, but I don't necessarily see governments being out of this altogether, and they may Jedi Knight was saying, they may be the ones that have instigated this type of thing. So it's just an interesting mind exercise in general, but putting your mind through that exercise is good because it kind of helps you be prepared for lots of opportunities in the future. It very well, maybe one day you'll wake up and hear the United States Federal Reserve is going to convert or transition itself into Bitcoin, or it's going to create a new coin and it's going to confiscate all the Bitcoin, and so in order to do that they're going to have a buyout and all this other kind of stuff. They did it with gold. I don't know, it just prepares you for certain situations and opportunities or other things. So really interesting. I'll link to that in the description. So before we go, let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart on TradingView and see if we can take a stab at what we think was going to happen here. It looks like, I don't know, just by the view of this RSI, I'm not sure. This market's crazy right now. I mean, like it should drop, right? But it may stay stable. So I'm going to say it's going to do one of two things. Either going to go or it's going to go blip, 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 blip. But either way, I think today is going to be kind of a lull day. So I don't see it busting out of this at all. But we could be surprised. I'd say the likelihood is low. So that's just my 2 cents here looking at this chart, and I believe that'll be it for today. So if you liked this video, if you thought it was insightful, hit the like button, share, subscribe, comment. In the description box below there are links for the platforms that we use on this channel to generate revenue. If you haven't got started, hit the link, let me know, send me a message, and I'll help get you going. So that'll be it for me today. Talk to you later, guys. Peace.